For my people that have been behind the scenes, as you've been diving into learning your path, you have been deeply connecting to what is higher than yourself. You've been connecting with the divine and very heavy into your spiritual practices, or even not even heavily, but have been newly participating in forming a relationship with God and with the divine. You are going to notice that your gifts start heightening this year. You are going to be a part of the Great Awakening and leading that. There's going to be an influx of people who are going to be going into organized religion. They're going to be tapping into their connection to God through spirituality, through tarot, through the metaphysical, through, again, religion. They're going to be seeking a lot of guidance this year because there's going to be this inner calling to a lot of people who have been asleep. And this inner calling is calling them to, I need to get right. I need to get right within myself. I need to get right with whatever is guiding my life and whatever is in charge of my life, or whatever has control when I don't. There's going to be such a huge influx of seeking this year. Now, what this is due to is the energy or the messages I'm getting in regards to the energy. It's going to be very similar to 2020 when it came to the pandemic. Not saying that the pandemic is repeating itself, and not saying that there's going to be some huge monumental thing that happens this year. There very well may be, but this isn't even a fear-mongering message. This message may cause fear when it comes to our human selves. Our human selves are terrified of change in general, but our spirits and our souls that are connected to the higher being of God, the divine, and also interconnected and interlocked with every human here, that part of us is so excited for what is to come this year. A big theme this year, I literally want all of you who resonate with this and feel called to this message to save this video, because I want you to be able to look back on this when the media tries to fearmonger us even more. The media is going to be a huge source of problematic behavior this year, and something to be very aware of. And that goes for social media, and that goes for, again, media, the news, radio, whatever. People who are trying to get views, people who are trying to get popular, get famous, but also people who are trying to get more views, like on the news and the media and stuff like that. There's going to be a part of this huge awakening in the people who are being called this year to draw a closer relationship to God, are going to feel like they need to disconnect. They're going to feel like they need to disconnect from media, their phones, anything outside of themselves, outside consumption is going to be a huge thing this year, and is going to cause a lot of fear in the collective. But the thing about it is, I want you to know that God does not create fear, and that God's intention is never to make you travel further from Him. You know what I mean? It's your intuition and God's voice, the guiding force. It is not something that makes you feel stuck. It is not something that makes you feel like you have no power. It does the complete opposite, actually. So this year, be very, very mindful of how what you are consuming affects you, and what you are watching, what you are paying attention to, even the people around you. Be very, very mindful of how you are feeling in the presence of these things and people. There's also a message that there's going to be a huge amount of accountability between individuals this year. This comes with the seeking and the awakening to, I want to seek what my purpose is, what God wants for me, rather than me leading my life alone. People may feel they're even connected to God, or even hide behind God, or hide behind religion, and but don't truly understand the capacity of that connection. And so this year, those people especially will be having to take accountability And that's just all in turn not as a punishment, but in a way it is to bring them closer to God, and also to bring healing to people they may have hurt, to bring healing to themselves, and to actually evolve past the paradigm they've been living in, that they have been living out of shame, out of hurt, out of trauma, and have been hurting people in the process. There's going to be a huge accountability. And I also do feel that this is all a part of a sense of community needing to be had this year. Communities are going to be being brought together. Soul family, soul tribe energy. I feel like a lot of you are going to be meeting people that you just don't know what you've done without your whole life. There's going to be a huge influx of just coming together with chosen family, especially for those who felt like you've never had that true family, and you haven't received or been received the love you deserve from your own family or friends, and community that you were just grew up in, and it was just what you were dealt. You are going to be meeting your chosen soul family. These are chosen, but they're chosen for a reason, if you know what I mean. So there is this exchange of community and coming together and support and backbone, that the people who have not been taking accountability for their actions and how they treat others, and how they make others feel, that accountability is going to come through a sense of not having community, watching others have community, but that they themselves are suddenly faced with the fact that they don't have that. That anybody they try to come across is totally turned off from them. And it's because they have this block and they are acting from their ego and not their soul. So those type of people, there's a lot of them, not all, but there is a message of like a lot of people will be taking accountability for things that they've done this year, and just taking back control of their lives in the aspects that they do have control over, taking their power back from their shame and their hatred for themselves and what comes with that. Because anybody who's considered, a bad person, is really just dealing with a lot of shame and a lot of hatred for themselves. So that is a huge message I've been getting. A lot of karmic balance this year. There is a bigger divide happening, when it comes to people who are on one path and people who are on another. One being a very earthbound path, a very 3D, very egotistical path, and another group of people both becoming separated more is the people who are in alignment with a higher purpose and are on path with connection to source, with God, the creator of all. And that is probably the biggest thing I see when it comes to 2025. These people are going to start finding each other more, and these people are really going to have to awaken and wake up and take accountability for their lives, instead of blaming everybody, or they're not going to have this sense of community that the people up here are coming into. Another huge message for you guys: the world needs you. The world needs your light. The world needs your gifts, needs your talents, needs you to showcase who you really are, your authenticity. Express your authenticity and express what you're passionate about. Share, speak, whatever it is. Do not allow your past and how people have treated you to dictate what you do moving forward. You are very much worthy of what God has given you, and you are very much worthy of success. And the right people will applaud you. The right people will like your posts, will follow you, will try and connect with you. That is never something to worry about. You are special and you always have been. And it's time that you finally see that. So that is what I am seeing for this year overall for the collective that will be viewing this. Um, and please let me know what you guys have also been picking up on. But these messages have really been coming to me a lot. And even with my clients, I've been seeing the same thing with their gifts heightening and their what they do behind the scenes and not share with others, in like the public eye, or like posting it or sharing what they know. Um, they're going to be doing that this year. So just something to keep in mind, and to grow closer to your connection to the divine, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. That connection is what is going to guide you and protect you moving forward. And if you don't know where to start, ask questions in prayer, write, ask questions, ask for signs. Even if you don't know who you're praying to, even if you feel like you have absolutely no connection at all, we've all been there. So know that the starting point is, this video is God asking you to connect, and in any way that you feel you can, even if it's just meditating, whatever it is, whatever you feel guided to do, ask God, what can I do to connect with you? So thank you so much for tuning in, and I pray for all of you a healthy and happy 2025, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.